I thought she portrayed home training because there are various types of home training throughout many communities, throughout the African American community. There's no one style of home training in the African American community, and there's no one style of training in any community that I'm aware of. There is some of that is familiar, what's going on in a particular family. I can remember when I was a youngster and I was taught by my parents to answer questions yes and no. And then at some point in my life, I lived with my godparents, my godmother. And in her family, we were all African Americans, and in her family, they were taught to say yes ma'am and no ma'am. And I was not taught to say yes ma'am and no ma'am. And so someone may perceive that yes ma'am and no ma'am are more polite. In my family, it was perceived that saying, not yeah, you didn't say yeah and no, you said yes and no. And that was perceived to be the highest form of politeness.
In her house, it was rewarded to speak up and to say how you feel and don't let anyone walk all over you. As opposed to mine, that's not my, I didn't grow up with that being number one priority. My number one priority in any encounter was respect and showing the utmost polite, like, that's nice, but, to show as much respect as I possibly could. I'm not going to tell you what I am not going to do, but I'm going to be present and work with you the best that I can. This is my responsibility to you right now. So um, I know that at least with my home training, that would not have gone over at all.
I guess my perception of the clip was I probably at first glance would not say that was the home training that I had. But at the same time, I haven't experienced what she's experienced. So I can't say, under the same conditions, how I would have reacted. But I was definitely taught to respect parents and teachers and other authority figures and to say yes and no and things like that. At first glance, I probably wouldn't have said that, but again, it does depend on the particular household or